welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Eagle and this is Love Eagle. In today's video, I'm going to be doing another transformation video. So I'm going to be taking the old skirts in my closet and I'm going to be transforming them into trendy summer clothes, or maybe not so trendy, I'm just going to be transforming them into summer clothes. And guys, I really hope you find this video helpful, and I hope it inspires you to want to transform some of the old things in your closet if you can't afford to go shopping, or you just would rather upcycle some of the things that you already have. So I'm working on 3 skirts in total for this tutorial, so let's just get straight into it without much ado. Okay, so let's talk about the first skirt, which was actually an old gift from a friend. It's a long skirt with a side slit, and I'm going to be transforming this into a mini skirt that has slanted ruffles across it. So since the skirt is going to be shortened, the first step I'm going to take is obviously to measure how long or how short I want the new skirt to be. Then I'll just cut the rest of the skirt off. The lace detail at the bottom of this skirt is actually one of the things that I love the most about it, so I decided to keep it on the new skirt, to find a way to keep it. So that's the part that I turned into ruffles. And to make the ruffles, you would need one long stretch of lace bottom. This is the second ruffle skirt that I'll be making on my channel. I'll leave a link below to the one that I did. I think that was like last week or 2 weeks ago. To make this ruffles, I'm basically going to turn the lace detail into one long stretch of lace at the bottom. So what I'm doing right now is I'm cutting the pieces apart so that I can then sew it all together again into one continuous long piece. And then after doing that, the next step is to mark the front of the skirt where you want the ruffles to fall from. Exactly how you want the ruffles to be lined up on your skirt. That is entirely up to you. You can choose to put it all at the bottom of the hem. So for me, I decided to put it across the skirt front. So then on that line, I am gathering and pinning the ruffles together, just so I can have a piece. I can make sure that it fits perfectly on the line. So I'm gathering the ruffles. But after gathering the ruffles, I realized that adding just the ruffles won't give me quite the look that I'm going for. So I decided to add a flounce piece to the top of the ruffles before attaching it to the skirt. So with what was left over from the fabric after cutting out the skirt and cutting out the lace, out of the remaining pieces, I cut out 2 round ruffle / flounce pieces. So I'm cutting it round because I don't have enough fabric. Obviously this is all that's left, and cutting it round means I won't necessarily have to create gathers for the ruffles like I did for the lace piece. Since it's already in a circular motion, once I straighten it out, it will flounce. The ruffles will show automatically. Now I'm just using that gathered ruffled piece, the lace ruffled piece. I'm using that as a guide for how long I want this top flounce piece to be. So then I'm going to sew both pieces together into a tunnel piece, and then I'll flip them out and sew the ends closed. So now what I'm left with are two ruffle pieces, one lace piece and one top like shorter flounce piece. So working with those two pieces, I'm just going to join them together, right sides facing each other, and then I'm going to pin and sew. So since I've already marked how I want the ruffles to lay on the skirt, I'm just going to go ahead and sew this new piece onto the skirt. So guys, after sewing the ruffles on, I noticed that the flounce was falling down a little bit. So what I did was I had to put it on my mannequin, and then I used a needle and thread to hold some of the parts of the top piece in place just so that it won't fall. And this is just a tip in case you decide to try this. I would suggest that you use some kind of a stain material. I've forgotten what it's called, but I'm going to find the name and add it to the video. But use those materials like that stiffens fabrics. So just sew that into your fabric and iron it so that way your fabric won't fall. It'll stay up. So now the ruffle pieces are on it, and that was basically it, you guys. I could have stopped here, but because I am extra and I don't know when enough is enough, I decided to go on and add pearls to the ruffle piece. There you have it. This is what the final result looked like. I absolutely love this, and I've already worn this since I've made it. I made it a week ago and I've worn it once already. So now that we're done with the first skirt, let's move on to the second skirt. So the second skirt is this bodycon pencil skirt that I've had for like 2 years now, and now I'm going to try to turn it into a two-piece top and skirt. So I started by lining the skirt down flat just to make sure that it's even on all the sides. Then I marked how long I wanted the new skirt to be, and just make sure you add seam allowance when you're cutting so that you don't end up cutting your skirt too short. So I added some seam allowance, and then I just cut the bottom piece off. This particular transformation is very quick because at this point the skirt is ready. All I'm going to do is hem the bottom of the skirt with a zigzag stitch since this is stretchy fabric. And then for the top, I decided to turn it into a bandeau style top that just like goes across my chest, but I still wanted to keep the slit at the back as part of the design instead of closing it all the way down. So I ended up not closing up the slits and it gave the crop top a more boxy look, but I love the style. That's actually what I'm wearing for this video. So you can see that like it gave the crop top a boxy style because there's a slit at the back at the end, but I actually liked how it came out. I hope you guys liked how I styled it with the blazer. I thought it gave it a little something. So I pinned down all the sides of the top properly to make sure that the fabric doesn't move as I cut, and then I just cut off the excess at the top, and then I marked the width of my bust on the fabric. That's like from my armpits line down to under my breasts. So then just pin those sides together and then make sure that your top fits, and you can cut the top to whatever length you want. And also again, make sure you add seam allowance as you're cutting. Then just fold the bottom hem like I did for the skirt, and that's it. You're done. Sew all the pieces together and you have your two-piece outfit. So this is the before and after. This is what the skirt looked like before, and this is what it looks like now in the two-piece outfit. So now for the third skirt. This is a skirt that I got from Just Fab about a year ago, and I'm going to be turning it into a skirt and a halter top. So for this one, I wanted the bottom to have a high-low effect. I didn't want it to be straight anymore. So what I did was I laid the skirt down, and using a ruler and a marker, I just marked off where I wanted the new bottom of the skirt to be and how I wanted it to look. By now, you already know the drill. Just line it up and cut off the bottom piece. So that bottom piece that we just cut off, that's going to be the new halter top. So for the skirt, you can go ahead and just hem the bottom piece of the skirt, to prevent the edges from fraying. What we're really going to be working on is the bottom piece that is going to be turned into the halter top. So out of that piece, I am going ahead to cut out the necktie portion of the halter top here, because halter tops, like, you have to have a necktie portion. So I'm cutting out the necktie portion, and then I'm hemming the new top piece to, of course, prevent the edges from fraying. Then guys, I'm just going to go ahead and work on the necktie of the top. So take the long piece, then pin and sew it along the long edge on right sides facing each other. So sew it close from beginning to the end. And then using the safety pin method, just flip it out so you have like a tunnel. So guys, after sewing all the pieces down, make sure to iron them down to make your project as neat as possible. Same actually goes for like the first two skirts. I always do this in between every like sewing video that I do to make sure that the work doesn't come out looking wonky. So now to create that halter top effect, I'm just placing the fabric on my Judy. I'm tying the band on my Judy around the bust area, and then I'm just going to place the necktie where I want it to be to create the effects that I want it to have around the bust area. So then after creating the effect, I'm just pinning it into place, and then the parts that I've pinned, I'm just going to sew it down, and that is it. The skirt and the halter top are done, and then you will have the two-piece outfits. And let me know what you think about this video in the comment section. As usual, don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe and to hit the notification bell so you get first tips on all of my YouTube videos. Thank you guys so much for watching.